first drafting phase onto our upper bracket finals is going to be Aurora onto the blue side and right side here for TLPH. And let's take a look onto what our map will be for the first game.
Flying Clouds? Okay. Hispanic Rivers. A little bit neutral, but Lord Dances and Turtle Dances will be important for these two teams. Matter of fact, Aurora's only lost once in this map. And Liquid, they have I would say, I don't mind, I don't really care. Stat line 3-3, 50% win rate. But it does matter in this match. And Aurora first bans Yuzong, full respect, caging the hero pool of Sanford.
And that's it. Even for Coach RC, sorry Midnight, I just have to quote it. The CC ban as well.
Yeah.
Actually, Coach Wolf specifically highlighted, watch out for the CC priority, so why not just ban it all together? And even the Lunox actually for Aurora has been removed. Yeah,
they're hitting a lot of stones here for TLPH. They removed Doming's best gold lane and also the flex route, the gold lane fighter. Now, if you wanna go to gold lane fighter route, there's only the Rubies, the Esmeraldas, Banes, but Aurora's only shown to use Ruby. But they haven't really performed with it. Even with the first match that they played Ruby with, Domingkite, it lost against Team Falcon. So now, Aurora, they don't want to let Carl Teasy get his hands on the Lancelot, but Yi Sun-shin is still up for taking. Might consider picking it now. They don't want to reserve it for Red 3. And then, Gatot Kacha. This is a very stable draft for TLPH. For Aurora, though, might want to consider getting the Kimi for Yue as early as now, and then potentially a marksman, something like a Granger.
They should.
Or Uranus/Alice, honestly.
Because honestly, for Dominic, we've mentioned his heroes onto this match. He's more on the 50-50 when it comes to the fighter laner. So you would want to set him up onto a hero he's more comfortable with. And a high loss here for Aurora to finish off their first phase of the draft.
This is peak RORA week 3. This was what they used to do. Like, get jungle, and if they need to get gold for Dominic and then pair it up with a Hylos. This shuts down the YSS for TLPH, but Sanford gets his hands on the Arlo. This is going to be a good pick because now they will be able to block off XP laners that can deal with the Arlo, such as the Alice, Uranus. They don't even have to worry about Lapu Lapu, honestly.
And this is honestly a very good draft here for Coach RC, considering that even though you've revealed your XP and roam as early as the first phase, but it's alright. And even banning out the Alice here, just so they could ensure that no one will be somehow so flexible here onto the map to retain their position.
Yeah, it doesn't matter because now they can just remove some of the problems for Sanford, make him very viable in the turtle fights. And now Aurora shutting down gold lane fighters, but I don't think they have enough. Because honestly, TLPH, now that this Arlen's lane is secured, they could just get whatever Oheb wants, like the Esmeralda. If he wants to go the marksman route, he can go for the Obsidia, last pick. They are red side, so that is a definite possibility.
So many options still here for Oheb. Even the Choke Gold.
Choke Gold, yeah, indeed.
We've been seeing that here onto our playoffs. And for Aurora, I would love to see them bound the Kimi. Because if ever they would go for a route of a fighter for Oheb, the Kimi is still an option here for Sanji. But we cannot forget the Forza, of course, being banned out here for game number 1.
Yeah, now Sanji, he has a lot of options here. Farsa was the best. I wouldn't even consider it like best because there was a Hylos in the game. So maybe now you think about heroes like Eve, Kagura, well, Lunox has been banned out. Even Valentina is okay here because you do get that Glorious Pathway Steal, which is going to be good with the Gatot Kacha AOG. So that will be a good combo. If they want Oheb last pick, Valentina's a good red 4.
Oh, or maybe the Eve.
Yeah, Eve or Val.
Yeah, for the pokes around here for the early game. But for TLPH, they might actually go for an Oheb hero this early. Oh! No! It's going to be a Selena.
Okay.
Okay, there's option E. Go for the Selena here for Sanji.
This is the TLPH normal picks. We don't care about meta picks. We care more about our signature heroes. And TLPH, I think this does accelerate their game from the very first turtle because now Carl Teasy has a choice whether he wants to contest turtle or not. They have side lane pressure and also the acceleration of farming speed for the Yi Sun-shin because now you have the traps, you have the you can even get Season Hunter on Sanji just to boost the farm of Carl Teasy. So now Aurora, he does get his hands on the Lapu Lapu, and then Kimi. or okay,
Novaria.
Selena and Novaria. This is what they used to run against Onyx Philippines. They keep matching the Selena with the Novaria.
Yeah, and considering the map is the expanding rivers, they would want somehow to catch more vision when it comes to the objective game here for TLPH. And now all that's left is going to be a hero here for OF. Any predictions on this one, Midnight?
Esme or Bane. I think Esme or Bane is good here. They don't really mind playing into the pokes of the Novaria, especially those two heroes have heals.
Dragon is ready anytime.
Okay. This is spicy.
I just mentioned that earlier, but I didn't expect it to appear this early for game number 1.
This is a big risk. This is funnel strat for TLPH. They're really focusing on Carl T's farm, which might cost them the late game because there's a lot of ways for Aurora to actually deal with the YSS.
It's also reflecting here onto our index, wherein onto the late game potential, there is where it will spike the most here for TLPH. So many crowd controls indeed here. But for Aurora, considering that they've got the Lancelot onto Demon Kite, this will be a battle for our king onto the jungle. But moving forward, let's see if who will get the first blood, first game here for our first match of our upper bracket, third day of our playoffs. Let's get on over and start with our game. Casters, it's your time.
The race to Jakarta begins here. The upper bracket finals, first to the grand finals, first to M7. Game 1, Aurora, Team Liquid Philippines.
You could feel the momentum seep through the way both of these teams decided to go in with their drafts. Very comfortable picks so far that we're seeing on both sides, and I cannot wait to see the XP lane showdown.
Brigida and Leo at your service for this long haul slobber knocker, expecting no less than 5. Aurora last night was sweated by a TNC. I think that whole fighter side lane really gave them a run for their money. Now look at this, it's Oheb who's rocking a show against Dominkite, who is proven. Our panel mentioned it. Athena and Midnight, they said, hey, Dominkite, he's not so good on them fighters yet.
And I feel like Aurora also started to realize a few things, especially after yesterday. Because it's not like teams don't get to adjust completely after observing that Aurora does stick with this plan, but Carl, barely dodging the Star Shutter.
Revitalize already used by Daddy JP. There's no way he's gonna let one of his sons die. Not like that. Edward!
Not Carl. It can't be Carl. Sanford here against 2 though. He gets to walk under the turret and unbreakable from JP as well. But that's all the help we need for now.
All right, 2 close calls for Liquid. Aurora, they get a small lead off of that. They get to push the cavalry back out from their side of the jungle. Let's go back to that gold lane matchup. Again, a Granger versus a Cho. I think this will really make more of a difference in actual team fighting.
I agree. And when the more macro scale rotations come into play, because we saw it even from Benny yesterday. There was a time that the Cho got to complete a solo kill against a Ruby who was just trying to rotate and regroup with his teammates. So it's not impossible for this Cho to do the same against a Granger.
You gotta watch out. Oh my god, the flicker from Oheb! Baby Cake's doing work, but Dominkite refuses to fall!
He gets to keep himself safe. That turret, the advantage that he gets, the additional sustain and defense, and that's a free turtle that Aurora takes.
You know what? I think Aurora knew that something was afoot, that there was shenanigans around the lower half of the map, because Carl and Oheb, they don't usually do this. They don't usually telegraph where they are. So RORA, again, kudos to their coaching staff. Kudos to Master the Basics, to Dexstar, and to Khalad. They were like, Dominkite, you watch out for yourself. You protect yourself.
Yeah, and wasn't this one of the things mentioned in the Howl? That you gotta take away the first turtle from Team Liquid Philippines. Not that Team Liquid wanted to get it for themselves during that instance, but it feels like they didn't even allow for Team Liquid to consider even positioning themselves or contesting that objective at all. It was just that quick of a decision from Aurora.
So Aurora is playing off of former knowledge. This is just, again, knowing Liquid inside and out from the playoffs, from the regular season, and this is going to be key to the Northern Lights getting a good start. Let's check out the items real quick. Not much of a difference between these two teams. Again, a paltry lead for either side.
I guess it's the Encourage that's the most
interesting. Again, light on that high loss with an Encourage and of course an Elegant Gem. He's playing very low to the ground.
Yeah, this has been Light's choice for the roam blessing since yesterday, and I feel like it suits Aurora so much. But hold on, like finding Sanford here. I know I did mention wanting to see the XP lane showdown, but RORA, even though they don't get to take the kills, they're doing a great job at somehow caging the Apex Predator for now.
Yep, by caging Sanford, you avoid him from making game-changing plays early on, delaying that rotation, delaying him from rotating out and affecting the rest of the map. So Edward's playing man-to-man defense, or should we say man-to-beast defense, because the Predator currently just can't do much. Now we see them rotating down to the lower quarter of the map. Second turtle spawned. Luquid has a bigger presence here. KarlTzy with an amazing push and a pull. Sanford checking that pixel brush. Oh my god, 3-man echoes!
Oh, that's a 4-man actually. Yue also caught by the final slash, and that's going to be first blood for Team Liquid Philippines. Aurora still deciding to join in the glorious pathway already laid down. Demon Kite can't fight anymore though. He's very low, and Edward 2 will fall next. Light trying to run away, but then Team Liquid, they're able to take 3 and they actually want more. But will Light allow them to? Sanford picks a double!
It's not up to Light. It's about that Apex Predator getting unleashed. He joined the fight, went straight for the important targets. And when you say gold lane fighter and you look at a Cho, I think that's a misnomer. This is a gold lane assassin. You see the precision that Oheb put on display. Totally ruining RORA's backline.
You gotta look for him if you're Yue. You want him to be part of that Astral Echo, but even then, you couldn't stop the surprise of a flicker way of the Dragon play. You can't entirely avoid that, especially if Oheb's just really keen on looking for the right targets. And just as we mentioned, the Apex Predator being caged, at that moment he just felt unleashed.
No, he caged all. It was a total opposite. I'm not locked in here with you, you're locked in here with me, or something like that. Luquid up now by 3,000 gold. Brigida, 6 minutes in. They missed out on the first turtle, but that turtle was but a speed bump. It seems like the cavalry, the stampede is just getting started.
Yep, it's gonna be a lot more terrifying if Luquid have learned how to adjust, even despite not taking the first turtle for themselves. Because I feel like that's a major thing.
My god!
But JP already using the Revitalize, only fighting up against Light at this point though, so they won't necessarily be taking any kills from there.
He's fine. This is what JP is built to do. He's a trailblazer, checking how deep the rest of Liquid can dive in. The bottom lane though, this is definitely the recovery lane. It's totally in shambles. Again, 6.5 minutes in, I don't think Kite expected to be this far out. I'm pretty sure he still expected that tier 1 to be there until he built maybe his 3rd item. But now, what's he at even? Maybe he's on his winter, his Hunter Strike, and then maybe on the way to the Sky Piercer. Like, that is best case scenario for a Granger that was pushed out of his lane this early.
But at the very least, he hasn't died just yet, and it's not like we don't see him suddenly pick up some maniacs every now and then when Aurora actually find that one big team fight. So that could be a possibility for them, but a 2-man final slash forcing Demon Kite to move away. KarlTzy has the turtle all to himself, but not for now. That's another way of the dragon onto Demon Kite. What a perfect pickoff for Team Liquid Philippines.
Edward coming in with the bravest fighter. Everyone getting hit hard via the help of that Echoes, but they're struggling to find the follow-through.
Now Light might go down next, but Sanford has all his eyes set on Kite. He picks up Light for now. Kite runs away, but Edward will be the trade.
The juice ain't worth the squeeze. Aurora are struggling to set up an amazing combo wombo across the big 5v5s, but they just can't make it work. Too much of a disruptor Liquid's picks are. The way the dragon, the final slash, hell, even that rogue arrow from Sanji ruins everything RORA's trying to set up.
Because you could see Light. You could see Light trying to find a way to the key members of Team Liquid Philippines. He actually got to stand in front of KarlTzy. But that's the thing, he was all alone because of, again, the amount of disruption that's in Team Liquid's lineup.
And that's why the setup seems so slow. That's why even when you think Aurora should have started take 1, 2, 3 down from Liquid, you're like, How do you do that when two have already died on your side? Aurora are down 5k gold. The stats say Demon Kite is down 5 minutes away from reaching level 15 away from Carl Tizzy, and Carl hasn't even gotten kills. He's just been farming like a madman.
Yep, and he's already 2k up ahead of Demon Kite. This is a very unusual scenario that we're seeing right now, where Demon Kite's behind in terms of levels, in terms of gold, and he's not able to keep up entirely. I mean, that's a 3-level gold lead we're seeing in the hands of Carl Tizzy.
Golden EXP, it's miserable. But these two mid laners, let's talk about this real quick. Astral Recall into the Star Shatter versus the Abyssal Arrow. Better hit rates on Yue, but what does it mean? Oh my god, the Purified has stopped!
Oh.
The final slash is Sanford! Gets shut down, the Hunter becomes the hunted.
And now,
AOG back!
that's the first stack that they get on his Sky Piercer. Will they continue this fight though? Because they already lost 2. And that's right before this Lord actually spawned, Leo.
So 3v5. Liquid, for the first time in a while, have to consider we have less bodies on the floor. Sanji throwing out an arrow.
What? Light's already half HP with just that single combo. And now that's making things a bit awkward for Aurora.
The
but they're
blitz!
still deciding to blitz the Lord. Carl Tizzy trying to make his way. He has to deal with Edward first. Oheb looking for a target. And it's going to be Light instead. But on the other side of the map, Carl Tizzy finding Edward. And Sanji has a double kill.
Oh my god!
Carl Tizzy and Sanji! What a chase from the cavalry!
Nothing comes for free. A stampede in the wake of a stolen Lord. RORA, highway robbery up against Liquid when they were down 5,000 gold. Liquid with a punish.
What Lord? That Lord's gone! Team Liquid Philippines. It's as if it never even existed. It wasn't even able to get past their tier 2 turret. That's how quick they were able to deal with the Lord right after they just forced the fight. And normally, fights that are forced after you lose the objective are very dangerous, but they made it work.
This is the prime example of living outside of your means. They spent their whole paycheck to have one night of fun, and they spent all of their resources to try and steal one Lord, and they lost 3. Make that 4 members on the way out. Liquid ended up with a bigger lead because Aurora got tunnel visioned from that Lord. 7,000 gold now between them, and all the outside turrets wiped out.
And I just said, Demon Kite got his first Sky Piercer stack, but then
Got shut down.
he got shut down. I don't even know if you could consider it to be a shutdown, because he just had a single kill.
So he has like 5 stacks now, because you lose half of it on the way out when you die. Looking at the items, so far 2,000 between these gold laners. The time-tested Granger and the Assassin in the gold lane at Cho, and then between Demon Kite and Carl Tizzy, forget about it. That's 3,000 gold now.
That's too much. Even JP, knowing what he has to do and what his job is, prioritizing the Twilight armor. So that's why you always see him standing in front of wherever Yue tries to throw out those star shutters. But Mountain Shocker, Astral Echo thrown out as a response, but they won't commit anything just yet. But look at how Team Liquid Philippines constantly forces Aurora near the base.
Dag nabbit, you see how many projectiles were thrown out? The boat, that arrow, a random final slash could come in via a flicker, an AOG from Daddy JP. It's just too much that Liquid is throwing at RORA without even considering that gold lead. Again, 7,000 gold. Calculating now, that's a full item on each of the cores, plus change across each role.
And although you would want to look at Aurora's potential in the late game, the way that you could definitely depend on the Novaria and the Granger for their late game damage, it feels like the setups take a lot more time compared to Team Liquid Philippines, who could just decide to fight whenever they want to.
Oh, yeah.
You could say, I guess, it's the same for Edward, but that's just Edward. When you want Light, Yue, and Demon Kite to be in sync with one another, then there has to be a certain sequence to how they lay out their skills. Team Liquid Philippines, it feels like all these projectiles you mentioned are just thrown out whenever they want to.
Yep, and it's not like Edward or Light can catch them for you. They have to be proactive in positioning, proactive in initiating, and they just can't die. Again, when Light or Edward are at half health, the rest of RORA have to back out. So there's the Mount Shocker. Crown TG sees everyone.
What? Why is actually Light still there? I think that's going to be my question for now, because that's going to be a free kill over to Luquid. And who did the zoning for them? It's just JP, I think.
It was unnecessary. Light was way too far, light years away from where the rest of RORA were. I don't know what the comms were, bring it up, but one can only assume, oops, something to that effect.
Because I feel like they wanted to make their way, but this is an 8k gold lead nonetheless.
Huge.
We've seen instances of Lancelot stealing away objectives countless times, especially in this season.
Maybe only second to Hayabusa as the most steal-capable hero.
Yeah, but he couldn't even get past all these walls that Team Liquid are putting up.
And I think that is the right thing to do. I'll give kudos to RORA for that, except for the fact that Light overstayed his welcome. He was in too deep. Now Liquid setting up the push, throwing out that echoes. RORA are taking this very slowly. This is the right way to do it.
Okay, they might actually... Or, yeah, Aurora denied that tier 3 down bottom. Every wave is so far well taken care of by Aurora. They're not letting their base turrets down. And Team Liquid Philippines, I'm liking how they're really respecting Aurora's defense capabilities. Because I think the threat of a glorious pathway slowing you down is still there either way. Once you overcommit, you don't have your AOG to get out anymore, then there are still chances for Aurora to punish you.
Yep. And Liquid's time ain't exactly running out. You saw how hard that arrow scales. Dominkai caught one randomly down bottom. It was half his health plus the tick damage from the Impure Rage. And that's what a 10,000 gold deal will do to you at 15.5 minutes. What else are they picking up? Oh my, he's just 3 items in!
Oh, and the Divine Glaive.
The chef is cooking with half a kitchen right now.
Yeah, he only needs 1 more item.
There it is.
Compared to Yue, who needs 2 more.
Oh, well, he was on his way to Holy Crystal.
Yeah, that's also
Should make a
thing.
difference.
So you might, or you should be feeling the damage, especially if JP doesn't catch it, because I think he's looking to catch every single one of them. Like all those Star Shatters, even those bullets that come in from Dominkai. Oh, but speaking of full builds, Dominkai, I think he should be really ready to fight now. He already completed his item builds, locking in his last item, which is the Sea Halberd.
Yep. So all this healing from Sandbird, from JP, the shields that OHEB generates through Only Fast, should slowly be worked on. But again, this is the nature of their lineup. They need setup. They need Light to stun the right target.
Yeah.
They need the echoes to hit at least 2 or 3. And then that's how these bullets from Dominkai will make a difference. And not to even mention his stacks, right?
Yeah.
I don't think his energy is in a place where he's comfortable. He hasn't had the best early to mid game. Now that we enter the late game with this Lord spawning in the lower quarter, we'll see if RORA can do both those things. Set up for their team fight and take care of the map.
Yeah. If Team Liquid even would let them find that opening, because I think they're so good at splitting the map too, just because they have a Cho in the gold. So you could see how OHEB's just consistently trying to manage the waves, not necessarily putting himself alongside the other members of Liquid, so that Aurora could see and have full information as to where everyone is, but OHEB finds the way of the dragon on Demon Knight, just kicking him away!
Oh my
Not
God!
the best angle though, Edward jumping in, gets revealed by the Echo as well, but Light! Will he survive this? He gets to survive with the glorious pathway!
Light lives! And Aurora pull out so much from Liquid. They spent a good amount of their ults and of course a couple of battle spells, while Aurora only use up their ults and Light's Revitalize. Look at this, Carl D this whole time was playing with the Lord. Now it's at a 10th of its health. I think Liquid are gonna secure.
Yep, OHEB knows where Demon Kite is. Demon Kite's up top, but without a flicker, OHEB couldn't chase. But that was such a bold move from OHEB. The one that we saw in mid where he just decided to commit his ultimate onto a Demon Kite who was surrounded by other members of Aurora.
Yep, and again, he can get away with it. Look at his items. It's not exactly just pure assassination. He has the warrior boots. He has the breastplate. so he has extra resilience to be able to use his dashes to get out. Luquid got away from what could have been Aurora's possible clapback while securing the Lord along the way. Bottom lane, say goodbye.
Was that just the single arrow from Carl that damaged Dominkite to almost half? Oh, but look at the damage from the Star Shutter.
Ow!
You gotta respect Yue at this point too.
Bring it up, looking at Sanji. What are you talking about? I think the arrow hurts more than the shatter at this point.
You cannot catch the arrows if you're Doming or you're Yue. Let Light do it. Let maybe even Edward do it, because he has an ability to just immune himself from those stuns and not get caught. But I think if earlier Team Liquid Philippines had a bit more room to let Aurora defend, it's becoming a bit scarier this time that Yue and Dominkite have all their items and damage locked in.
Yep, not to mention, even Demonkite is just but 1,000 or so away from fully building his final item. I would assume that this is a Blade of Despair. So that means RORA isn't fighting for him. If we do get to that point, which I'm guessing is what, the 21-minute mark? So just in time for this final Lord, which again, I'm not counting on RORA will get. Because look at the map, something that we haven't really been talking about much. Liquid structures are untouched.
Oh yeah.
Not a single turret. It's that bad.
And even the placements of the arrows and every single member of Liquid, honestly, because Oheb's always opposite where the others are. Sanji, the way he just places all these arrows in areas where Aurora could just walk through, so they always have an idea of where they could potentially be approaching the next objective. It makes it so hard for Aurora, who, based on their lineup, just naturally need to walk towards wherever they want to go.
Oh my god, they catch two!
Oh, it's a flicker from Sanji, but a failed attempt to assassinate Dominkite. A pickoff just in time for Aurora.
Overextension from the Lone Stallion. Not in a while has a nickname been so ironically perfect. Sanji was left out to cook. He flickered in for that.
I think that's not the kind of Lone Stallion play we're used to seeing.
Not like this. He's not here for the Lord.
He's not gonna be there. Okay, Sanford picking up the Oracle, but still they're one member down. Oheb, does he want to join this?
This is the best shape for Aurora to actually go for this major objective, but they have to keep eyes on the Filipino sniper. He might get away with this split push, the rat strat.
He's actually forcing a reaction. Who's gonna work and deal with the waves?
You know what?
Edward?
I think it's worse than what we think. It might not be a split push. He might actually intercept whoever goes to defend. Oheb makes himself known, visible. Lord being pulled in by Carl. Lord at an 1/8 of its health.
Yep, they denied Aurora from potentially blitzing the Lord. Now Carl's holding it. JB catching the Star Shutters and even the Thorn Grows, but the damage is a bit too much. Phantom Execution already committed, and the AOG is used as well.
All right, Light holds the Pixel Brush away from the Apex Predator. Dominkite pulling in.
Oh, Demonkite's very low. He wanted to recall, but Sanford just keeps checking the brushes. And now it might be Light. That's the target. Oheb just in time. Stunning Light, taking him down, and Carl TZ takes the Lord.
Baby Cakes doing work. Looping RORA. Round and round. Defend down bottom. Take the Lord. Defend the base. Steal this objective, and Aurora couldn't make a decision. Liquid score their third major objective.
What was the thought process of Oheb during the entire time? I thought he'd be a bit more pressured to join because they lost one member, but he just stayed down bottom, pushed the waves, and made Aurora let go of the objective.
I think all the more he had to be as annoying. He had to be that much bigger of a menace to influence RORA's decision-making and to muddle their thought process. Because, look, Sanji's missing. I have to make up for both fighting with the Lord and this push down bottom. I'll do both.
Yep. Oh, does this arrow land on someone? Dominkite, fortunately, gets to dodge it, but that's a good seal. Astral Echo revealing multiple members. Phantom Execution in. Demonkite briefly gets taunted, but is this enough time for Aurora? The deal with the Lord! Edward jumping in, stunning multiple members. Demonkite just waiting for Carl, and they take him down first. be popped, but they have to let go of Sanford.
Massive predictions from members of Aurora, considering where the vengeance might go. The dashes of Sanford, 2 free kills for Aurora, kicking Luquid out of their base.
Sanford and Carl are nowhere to be found.
Not for about 40 seconds.
And they might just go for this one-way push to take the most that they can after Luquid's turrets being untouchable for how many minutes now?
These 3 can't defend from the 5 on Aurora. Look at Oheb from the back line. What's the Filipino sniper gonna do? AOG!
AOG from JP, but they get to burst him down. That's the immortality already popped. Does JP get away with this? It's a no!
Oheb still hiding. Oheb, what's the plan? Star Shadow throw. Now Domikite!
Oh! Was that the way of the dragon dodged?
Yes, it was!
In a split second, Demon Kite got to dodge!
I could have sworn Oheb was gonna go straight for Doming, but instead it's Demon Kite who flushes him out of the brush. No one taken out from Aurora in their attempt to go straight down mid. Lord spawned. Aurora doing a little bit of homework, cleaning up their base as Sanji spots Domikite. The Domikite T40.
Still not over it. How do you dodge a way of the dragon that was committed to you while he was inside the bush? But Sanji trying to look for targets here. Demon Kite holding the Lord.
Phantom execution, spent in, Glory's pathway.
Oh, Sanford now is the target. He gets to use the final slap, but he doesn't survive for long. Now Aurora gain access to Carl. What can Sanji and Oheb do?
Oheb coming in! Demon Kite dashes through!
But he gets stunned by lights, and he doesn't get to do his full combo. He's just trying to escape, but Demon Kite finds Sanji instead.
The chef gets cooked. It's a 3-man coalition from Luquid. Rora hunting Carl down!
And with the flicker star shutter combo, the GOAT is taken down.
Yue doesn't miss Lord to Aurora.
As if the entire 20 minutes weren't in favor of Luquid. Aurora with such a massive clapback, but Oheb in an attempt to find a trade pops the immortality of Domikite, but that's all he can do.
Daddy JP doing his darndest to get something out of the exchange. Takes out Domikite, but it's too late.
He's left alone, and with no one from Luquid to defend. This 26-minute game ends in the hands of Aurora.
The Northern Lights first to the board. Game 1 goes to Aurora.
My God.